Have you ever found yourself stuck in a relationship where you feel manipulated, controlled, or even belittled? The person you're with seems to only care about themselves, their needs, and their desires, while yours seem to disappear into thin air. It's as if you're constantly walking on eggshells, unsure of what's going to happen next. If any of this resonates with you, it could be a sign that you're involved with a narcissist. And here's a question that might hit a little too close to home. Is your ego the reason you're staying in this toxic relationship? Imagine being in a relationship where you constantly give, try to fix things, and compromise your own happiness. Yet the other person remains indifferent or even dismissive. This situation can feel emotionally draining and frustrating, and you might wonder why this pattern keeps repeating itself. The truth is, your ego could be playing a significant role in maintaining this unhealthy dynamic. While this may sound surprising, understanding how your ego is involved can be key to breaking free from a narcissistic relationship. Keep reading as we explore how your ego might be keeping you stuck, and we'll share some actionable steps to help you break the cycle. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with anyone you know who might be struggling in a similar relationship. By raising awareness about the toxic patterns of narcissism, we can all work towards healing. Now, let's explore how narcissism plays out in relationships and what keeps people trapped in these unhealthy cycles. Narcissism is a term that gets used often, but many people don't fully understand what it means. It's common to label someone a narcissist if they exhibit selfishness or arrogance from time to time. However, narcissism goes far beyond occasional self-centered behavior. A true narcissist tends to manipulate and exploit others to fulfill their own emotional needs. In a relationship with a narcissist, you may feel like you're the one putting in all the effort, while the other person takes and takes, offering little to nothing in return. So, how does your ego fit into all of this? The answer lies in the way your ego can influence your behavior and reactions in the relationship. Often, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, your ego may cause you to believe that you can fix things, or that you should continue sacrificing your own well-being to maintain the connection. You might even feel guilty for setting boundaries or walking away, as your ego convinces you that you need to be the one to make things work, even at your own expense. The narcissist, on the other hand, feeds off of your energy and emotional labor. They thrive on the control they have over you, often gaslighting you into questioning your own reality. As a result, you end up in a cycle of constantly trying to please them, fix their behavior, or validate their feelings, all while they continue to take advantage of your kindness and devotion. Your ego may trap you in this endless loop, as you feel compelled to stay and keep trying to make the relationship work, believing that it's your responsibility to make them happy. Breaking free from this toxic cycle requires acknowledging how your ego has been influencing your decisions and actions. The first step is recognizing that you are not responsible for the narcissist's behavior, and that your happiness and well-being should always come first. By setting healthy boundaries, learning to prioritize your own needs, and seeking support from others, you can regain control over your life and start healing from the emotional toll of the relationship. Let go of the belief that you have to fix or save the narcissist. Only then can you begin to break free from the cycle and move towards a healthier, more fulfilling future. So, how does your ego tie into this dynamic? Your ego is your sense of self-importance, your sense of who you are and what you deserve. Narcissists have a grandiose sense of self-importance, often overestimating their talents, achievements, and abilities, which leads them to demand excessive admiration and attention. This is where things get tricky. If you're someone who has a fragile or inflated sense of self-worth, you might find yourself in a constant struggle to prove your value, especially if the narcissist in your life is constantly undermining your self-esteem. The cycle begins when your ego gets caught up in trying to meet the narcissist's demands. You may feel the need to constantly prove your love, your worth, or your importance to them, thinking that if you do, things will change. But the narcissist isn't interested in change. They're interested in control. And because your ego is tied to validation from them, you keep working harder and harder to make them see your value. You might find yourself neglecting your own needs and desires because your ego believes that if you just try a little harder, the narcissist will finally recognize and appreciate you. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. Now let's take a step back and reflect. Do you find yourself feeling guilty when you take time for yourself, or when you set boundaries with the narcissist? Do you feel like you're constantly being criticized or made to feel less than? This is the trap of ego. It thrives on validation from external sources, especially from people like narcissists who are experts at feeding your need for approval. But the more you seek that approval, the more trapped you become in a cycle of self-doubt and self-sacrifice. The narcissist, on the other hand, thrives on this. They don't just demand attention. They manipulate situations to make you feel guilty, confused, or unworthy of love unless it's on their terms. When you feel like you're not enough, or when your self-worth is based entirely on the approval of someone else, you risk losing sight of who you truly are. This is when your ego takes over in unhealthy ways. You might begin to internalize the narcissist's negative behavior, thinking that it's your fault, or that you're the problem. The more this happens, the more you get stuck in a relationship where your needs, your emotions, and your worth are disregarded. But what you may not realize is that the key to breaking this cycle is recognizing that the issue isn't with you. It's with the narcissist and their toxic behavior. Your ego, which might be fragile or overly reliant on validation, is being manipulated by someone who has no intention of meeting your needs. Let's talk about the mirror effect of narcissism. Narcissists are excellent at reflecting back to you exactly what you want to see. If you're someone who has insecurities or an ego that needs constant reassurance, a narcissist will exploit this by giving you just enough validation to keep you hooked. They know exactly what buttons to press to make you feel special or needed, and they use this to their advantage. The problem is that this validation is shallow and fleeting. It's designed to keep you on a string, always striving for more. But the more you chase that validation, the more you lose yourself in the process. You become so focused on fulfilling the narcissist's needs that you forget to take care of your own. And here's the kicker. When you give everything you have, the narcissist takes it without hesitation, and then demands even more. The cycle of self-sacrifice continues, and your ego becomes more and more entwined with the idea that you must earn love and approval, even at the expense of your happiness. So how do you break free from this cycle? First, it's essential to recognize that your worth is not defined by the narcissist's validation. Your ego needs to detach from the idea that your value comes from outside sources. Instead, work on building a strong sense of self-worth that is rooted in who you are, not in what others think of you. This might require some deep self-reflection and healing, but it's the key to gaining back control of your life and emotional well-being. Another important step is setting healthy boundaries. Narcissists thrive when there are no boundaries, and they will continually push your limits to get what they want. If you find yourself constantly giving and compromising, it's time to stand up for your needs and enforce boundaries. It might be difficult at first, especially if the narcissist reacts with anger or manipulation, but remember that you are not responsible for their feelings or behavior. As you start to set boundaries, it's crucial to rebuild your own sense of identity. Engage in activities that bring you joy, surround yourself with supportive people, and invest in your personal growth. Your ego can become a powerful ally when you shift its focus inward, toward self-love and self-respect. This will help you break free from the toxic relationship and start living a life that is true to who you are. Breaking free from a narcissistic relationship is not easy. It takes time, effort, and courage, especially when your ego is deeply entangled in the situation. But by recognizing the manipulation and learning how to build a healthier relationship with yourself, you can regain control and start healing. Thank you for watching. We hope this video has helped you understand how your ego can keep you stuck in a narcissistic relationship and what steps you can take to break free. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with anyone who might need this message. You deserve to be in a relationship where you are valued and respected for who you are. Don't let your ego keep you trapped in a cycle of pain. Stay strong. And remember, your worth is already within you.